My name is Austin St. John. You might know me as Jason the Red Ranger from television's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in '93. So my family, they didn't have a lot of money. Dad, hardworking Marine, mom, retired cop. There was not a lot of money for education. And if I wanted one, I was gonna have to get it on my own. As I waited tables and I bartended my way through 2 college degrees. After I got my GED, my GED, my first bartending gig was at this place called Logan's Roadhouse. I knew nothing about bartending. My parents, I think they had the same bottles of booze in the house my whole life. They're like, okay, great, we're gonna put you through a few tests. What's in a Jack and Coke? Jack and Coke? So I went through an education, and it made me a little bit smarter about serving booze at Logan's Roadhouse. Whew. Here's one of my good ones. Without offending any particular groups, no, I'm gonna. All right, so there was this extreme, like stereotypical redneck dude that came in with his 12-year-old boy. And now Logan's was a peanut hut. Like you crack the peanuts, throw it on the floor. You could get yourself a tall 22 ounces for $2.95. This guy comes in and he's got on his John Deere ball cap. He was using words like mayonnaise. Mayonnaise a lot of people in here. That was this guy. He comes up and he comes to the bar and he's sitting at a booth across from my bar, which is not my table. Why you coming to my bar? I'm gonna have me 2 of them tall Bud Lights. And I'm looking at him and I see the 12-year-old boy and I'm like, who's getting the other one? I go, this here's for my boy. I go, no, it's not. Like, excuse me? I actually saw a tooth when you said that. That's impressive. And maybe even 2. I'm not serving your boy a beer. Like, I want to talk to the manager. I said, great, go get it. Turns out, Virginia law allows an adult to buy his children beer as long as they drink it in his presence. I mean, I understand at home, you want to give your kid a sip of wine, and then they never want one again because you get the sip. They make the faces. That's why you do it. It's kind of funny, and you solve a drinking problem, you hope, early on. So I have to give him this beer. And I had given him the first one. He gave me $3, and he took the nickel. Gotta be tolerant? Well, actually, that's not what I was thinking, but that's what I'm saying. And then he comes back for the second beer, gives me another $3. This time, he leaves the nickel. I'm a bartender. I'm not here because I actually like people. I'm here because I gotta pay my way through school. You pay me, then I like you more. That's how this works. If you're not tipping and you're not paying, what do I want to do with you? I digress. He goes over and he's looking at the menu. I'm not even sure he could read the damn thing. It might have been hooked on phonics for this guy. So he comes up to the bar, and in true fashion, man, and this is no exaggeration, this guy looks at me and he adjusts his hat so it's slightly crooked. Grown men our age wear them straight. The whole flat-billed gangster thing, that hadn't come out yet. Like, it was, hat goes in front. Or if you're playing baseball, it can go to the back. Like, I get it, but like, he cocked it to the side. Drove me nuts. And then he shows me his best tooth again. Yep, I'm gonna have me a filet mignon. I'm sorry, what did you want? What's a filet mignon? I have no idea what you're talking about, boy. Would you mind showing that to me on the menu? Because we don't serve that. And so he opens it up and he's like, right there. Oh, the filet mignon. Yeah. All right. And for the boy, he'll have another beer. 2 22-ounce beers for a 12-year-old boy. This kid, maybe 90 pounds, in public. Whew. So I ordered his filet mignon with a salad with ranch with extra eggs, and he wanted his baked potato with everything. So I gave him everything, including his nickel back when he bought the last beer. He comes up, gives me $3, leaves the nickel on the bar. No, not again. I picked the nickel up and threw it at him. Beamed him right in the back of the head. What the hell was that? It's a nickel, dude. You need your money that bad, you keep it. I can't believe you done did that. And he slapped it back down on the bar, and I was like, whoosh, picked it up, dropped it in the trash can, said, I don't need it that bad either. The nickel doesn't make a difference in my life. Clearly it does in yours. This guy galled me because he was getting his boy drunk. I grew up with different standards. Let me correct that. I actually grew up with standards, and I learned not to get children drunk. And I know in different countries you can have wine at the age of 5. Fine. But not here. He finishes gumming his filet mignon to death, and eating his mashed taters that he took his whole baked potato and he mashed them and, you know, gummed those to death too. I don't even know how he got the bacon bits down. I was like, how do you chew that with one tooth? It's not even possible. Get dentures. Come up with something. Don't judge. Don't judge. I was judging then. Don't judge me now. Totally different. And no, there's no end to my hypocrisy. Next, after the meal, well, I'm thinking he's gonna come up and have him some apple pie. And he comes up, sure enough, he wanted dessert. I was, ooh, what's this gonna be, boyo? And he comes on over, he's like, you got any of that Sambuca? Sambuca. Do I have any Sambuca? And it was like he'd forgot the previous conversations we had, and he could not remember that I thought he was a complete idiot. Because every time he came up, it was like we had a fresh start. I was very forgiving. I mean, maybe he was Catholic, I don't know, but I hadn't forgot. I was providing less and less tolerance. I was about ready to strangle somebody. What's a Sambuca? And now I'm speaking to him like he's speaking to me, and he didn't skip a beat. You know that black stuff, that Sambuca tastes like liquor. You want a Sambuca that tastes like liquor? Well, hell, why didn't you say so? All right, pal. Tastes like licorice. Like licorice. It all tastes like liquor, but this tastes like licorice. Thank God you don't have to chew it. I go over and I put one shot of Sambuca on the bar next to all the peanut shells. And he picks it up. Thanks, man. That'll be $8. I don't even have to tell you. How much money did he put down? Slugs a shot, but he swallowed this like a teenage girl sipped her first tequila somewhere without mommy around and coughed up a lung. It's like, come on, buddy, it's Sambuca. It's not whiskey. There's no bourbon. You're not having rye. It's not white lightning. He probably drinks that just fine, actually. Anyway, he slams the shot, leaves the $8, and now I've got this dinner tab. My manager at this point is watching me. This was the second time in my life I wore red. Like, it's Bugs Bunny. The red is rising, steam's coming out my ears. I'm contemplating homicide. It's not good. I'm gonna get fired. So I come walking around, and this time I make it a point to go to him at the table, and I drop the check. $42 for his filet mignon. The son had the ribeye. Both of them had a couple of black liquor shots. Just colossal stupidity. I still get chest pain from it. Like, it hurts. Do you not feel the pain? I drop the check, and I'm waiting. I'm like, if he puts down $42, my manager at the time, he's like, Austin, he's just looking at me, because I'm known for being subtle. I go back over, and he's got a card. Whew! He's got some form of credit. Must be all those extra nickels he saves. I take the card, go over, and I'm like, well, there's hope. It's a tip line. It's not a tip line, it's a tip line. It's for tips. And don't be a cheap 10%er. I work for a living. Woosah, right? Was it Woosah? Bad Boys? Will Smith? Yeah. And I go back over there, he slams his last shot, gets up, and walks out. And I come walking over there, and I grab this, and I open it up, totaled $42. I closed it back up, and I was winding up. He was at the door, and I was gonna make every last bit of that distance and just drill him in the back of the head. And right about the time I got to here, there was a catch on my arm, and there's my manager going, I don't want to fire you today, but I will. I looked at him, I looked back at the door, and he turned and smiled at me with his tooth that hadn't been brushed in a century. I'd like a shot of oh God, Sambuca and liquor. It hurts. It still hurts. I need therapy. Liquor therapy.
Rolling. You're the one.
Got it.
Don't get my nose this time.
Clapper, PA. Right in front of his face.
No, don't do it. No.
Hold the bottom of it. Hold the bottom of it, because your arm is covering.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah. Further down, like right in the middle.
Right hand more towards the middle.
Right hand more.
Oh.
Towards
There you go.
There you go. Now raise it up higher.
Higher.
And clapper.